What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So I don't know who gives these writers permission to write these articles without them being proofread, but the disrespect that these articles have on Boxing News 24, which is supposed to be a credible boxing website, is simply out of control. Now you have Boxing News 2024 saying that Terrence Crawford has done absolutely nothing to deserve a showdown with Canelo Alvarez, and that Jake Paul actually deserves the opportunity more so than Terrence Crawford. What? And that Terrence Crawford showing that he's 186 pounds currently as it stands is bad news, which means he'll be a blown up, slow, lethargic welterweight that will eventually get knocked out. How is these articles supposed to be informative? How are they informative? Because they're disrespecting fighters. He'll just be an old 190 pounds severely weight class, several weight classes above where he should be at 147. Adding weight is not going to be the fountain of youth for Crawford. Why is Turkey Al-Sheikh against Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez when he's putting on a similar novelty fight like the one he made between Francis Ngannou and Tyson Fury? Now you're comparing Francis Ngannou, a UFC fighter, to Terrence Crawford, who is a 4-division champion, undefeated, the pound-for-pound best fighter in the world, 2-division undisputed champion, to Francis Ngannou, who had one professional fight against Tyson Fury? How are we comparing the two? So Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou was a novelty fight, a sideshow essentially. But Jake Paul and Canelo Alvarez is a legit fight? We got to start making this make sense. The disrespect is at an all-time high. The disrespect is at an all-time high. With that said, I absolutely cannot wait to Terrence Crawford, who's 41 wins, no loss, no draw, 31 wins by way of knockout, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach, takes on Saul Canelo Alvarez, who's a first ballot Hall of Famer. 2 first ballot Hall of Famers. And you comparing Francis Ngannou, a UFC fighter with no fights, to Terrence Crawford, who's a first ballot Hall of Famer and is undefeated. And in all his big fights, he separates himself clearly. Unlike Canelo Alvarez, no disrespect and no slight to Canelo Alvarez, but the truth has to be told. In the biggest fights of Canelo Alvarez's career, he didn't separate himself. There's a lot of controversy. Or he lost. Or there's a draw. When he fought Gennady Golovkin, he arguably lost both the relevant fights, the first 2. And when he fought Floyd Mayweather, he lost every single round. And when he fought Dimitri Bivol, he lost 10 rounds to 2, at worst, 9 rounds to 3. When he beat Erislandy Lara's controversy, people thought Lara won the fight. When he beat Sergey Kovalev, people thought it was controversy and that it was a setup fight and Sergey Kovalev took a dive. People thought it was a draw when he fought Danny Jacobs. He was getting outboxed by Caleb Plant till Caleb Plant fatigued and faded in the second half of the fight and got him in the 11th round. We haven't seen Billy Joe Saunders box again, so we know he was in it for the check. And or he has stipulations in the contract. And I'm not taking anything away from him because he does get in there with these guys. But at the end of the day, he didn't separate himself in those biggest fights. you can make a case he arguably lost all his biggest fights. But Canelo versus Jake Paul is a legit fight. Canelo versus Terrence Crawford is a sideshow. And Terrence Crawford did nothing to deserve this fight. It's just nasty work. Who does not proofread these stuff that fighters can be disrespected on these quote-unquote credible websites? I can't wait till September 13th because, as I've been telling y'all for years, Terrence Crawford is going to beat Canelo Alvarez. And I don't want to hear no excuses. Canelo Alvarez is going to be undisputed because he's going to beat William Skull May 3rd. I think going to stop William Skull by the 9th round. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out, man. But Terrence Crawford deserves all the credit he can garner after all this that's being said against him. And that's all I got for y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. I'm gone. Peace.